Kindly confirm in the comment section how qualitative you find the video and whether you can hear the sound of the commentary before we proceed. Kindly advise in the comment section if at all you can hear the commentary and if at all the video is clear. Please do before we proceed. It seems the majority of you are saying that both the visuals and sound are not just good but perfect. There we go. We are ushered into the last match of Caesar's advent of many matches against Ugandan players with +6 headset as he plans to leave for South Africa. And apologies for the late kickoff. I will be explaining the reasons as to why, but the first frame of the match is an apple from Caesar, who head starts Hazard with +6, racing to 21 with $1,200 at stake. To stream the match on this page with commentary from myself, my name is Peter Chove. Live commentary with the background of the players' pool playing history is coming up next. In the meantime, Hazard Lokoma, just around almost the same age as Caesar. Hazard is actually 1 year older, a born of the central district of Masaka in Uganda, but grew up in Kampala in the ghettos of Katwe. Didn't go to school to completion, decided to take pool on as a career as a trainee with Takers Pool Club in the middle of Kampala city. By the year 2015, he was already an unused substitute for most of the match as the youngest player in the team playing in the Uganda Pool League. Of course, learning from more senior players in the team, the likes of Kabugoma Gauza, Soboga Humphrey, Turije, Jonah, Chiverige Kranima, and the like. By 2016, he had already established himself as a starter and a key player of the team because he was young but very, very talented. In the middle of that year, he thought he became too good enough and invited all Ugandans to money matches, that is 2016, and surprisingly he won the majority of them all. Some long races, some mid races, but he played lots of money matches, about close to 20. I remember defeated the likes of Alfred Gomez, is a black sheep, then a very top player, also defeated Ibrahim Sejemba, defeated Sulamatovu, defeated Fahad Sewankambo 3 times, defeated Ivan Kanyasaje, defeated Bokenya Uthman. Of course, lost a few especially to Torije Jonah and Amos Ndiagumanawe. But after overcoming almost the whole of Uganda in those money matches, he moved on with his money match advent to Nairobi, where he had money matches with the top players against the top players in Kenya. I remember him defeating Fred Karanja, defeated John Kyalo, and twice defeated Henry Mwangi, who was by then Kenya's seed number 1. These performances earned him a call to the selection trials of the Uganda national team, which was about to participate in the All Africa Black Ball Championships, which are being hosted on home soil in Kampala at the MTN Arena. Hazard passed the national selections and represented his country for the first time as a young teenage boy, and became one of the players that helped his national team of Uganda to win its first and only All-Africa team title for the men's category, with him as one of the best players in the entire tournament. That is the team event. Since then, he has never ever looked back. He went on to join CKI Pool Club from Takers Pool Club in the year 2017. He played for that team for 2 years. Towards COVID, he went to China as the very first Ugandan to participate in the World Chinese 8-Ball Championships. Of course, lost out in the first round. And then from China, he played another competition in South Africa, where that was around late 2019. He remained in the country for 2 more years playing semi-professional pool. From South Africa, he moved on to Zambia in 2022 to join his national team as they participated in the All Africa Pool Championships at the OIDC. And on return to the country, that is late 2022, he has been one of the best players in Uganda since then. The first 2 tournaments in which he participated were the King of the Table Championship organized by the Polo Association of Uganda, where he came second, and as well as the 16-man comp of the best players in Uganda, where he also came second in both comps to the same player, Ibrahim Sejemba. This is Hazard now trying to make advantage of the miss by Caesar to himself equalize in the second frame of the match. This one will go down as a miss as well, and if Caesar can make a maximum cut, there is enough space between the red ball and the jaw of that corner pocket on the right of your screen for him to pot that ball. If the cut can be possible, then 2-0 is also possible. Caesar versus the yellow ball. To make it 2-0, he goes for a safety shot and pulls it off perfectly. Yes, Hazard has now won about 7 midweek comps. For the last 1 year, he has been in Uganda, including 2 tournaments organized at Amigos in Kansanga. Also, the double elimination cafe organized at Billiards Cafe late last year. Remember that he is seeded 6th in the country after coming 2nd in the Uganda National Championships. He lost the final to Caesar. And he is managed by Dice Lounge. The managing director of the place where we are manages him, and the entire Dice family are his managers. By the way, after losing the National Open final to Caesar, who is his opponent now, as Hazard plays black for the first time in the match, sinks it in, banking it in the center pocket. Hazard, who is head started with 6, now has 7, and Caesar 1. I was just telling you that Hazard lost the National Open Grand Final to Caesar, and believe you me, he shed a tear which moved his boss, of course, emotionally. And in consoling him, he told him that don't cry for the car, I will buy you one. Just like that, both Caesar and Hazard have come to this place driving courtesy of playing pool. In the meantime, Caesar, and nowadays the most anticipated player when these guys are on table. Born in West Nile region of Uganda in Moyo district near Adjumani, and raised by his mom in Lira, further north of the country, where he learned how to play pool, especially in the holidays after coming from school. He was also, by the way, a very talented footballer. Actually, his best friend as a child with whom he used to play football is now one of the best footballers in the country, Alan Okello. Alan proceeded with football, Caesar proceeded with pool, and at the age of just around 17, he moved from Lira further north to the district of Gulu, after the district of Gulu discovering him as a very bright prospect that could represent the northern region in the sport. That is especially after he qualified for the National Open Grand Finale for the very first time. He represented Diana Gardens in the Gulu Pool League for only 1 year before he became spotted by CKI Pool Club, a team which represented in the National Pool League, the main pool league of Uganda, for which, as I said before, Hazard was playing at the time. So he was signed by that club and was teammates with Hazard, but Caesar was only bench material. He was not starting the matches, but at the end of the year 2018 and at the start of the year 2019, he was becoming more and more and more of an acclimatized player in the city of Kampala. He was invited as a wild card entry to participate in the Temoseo Masters Open Championship, a tournament of the best players in the country. It was league basis, all the top 20 playing home and away against each other, and Caesar somehow, not one of the favorites to win the tournament, won that comp convincingly. That is the time he became an established player in Uganda. After winning that comp, Bwanika Mansuru was distantly second and Ibrahim Sejemba third. There were prizes for all the players who participated, but Caesar got the biggest prize. This performance convinced Ron's Pool Club to sign him for his services the following year, and that is 2020, and then the club manager Hans Rugari took him to Zambia to participate in the East and Southern Africa Pool Championships at the OIDC in Lusaka, where Caesar, as a double life tournament, lost out both of his lives, one in the last 16, the second in the last 8, as Hazard wins the second frame in a row to increase his lead now to 8-1. Caesar participated in that comp and attracted the signature of Sharks Pool Club, which started talking to him to sign him as an international player in the Zambia Pool League. However, Caesar came back to Uganda, participated in one more comp, that was a 16-man comp organized at Potit Bar in Kampala, which he also won after defeating Kasozi Joseph in the final, and after then he traveled to Zambia to start a pool career in the Zambia Pool Fraternity with Sharks Pool Club. For him, he represented for 2 years, but besides representing in the pool league, he won 23 weekly pool tournaments, and for the 2 years was by a long distance the best player in Zambia. Despite more senior players, he was competing with the likes of Victor Senyenza, Edward Kateta, Moses Mofia, Kelvin Nkandu, amongst others. At the end of 2022, he came back to the country, of course, with Hazard, who had joined him in Zambia. They came back together by road, Caesar, and by air, Hazard, and Caesar continued his success from Zambia with more success from Uganda. The last time I stopped counting, it was about 25 tournaments he had won in Uganda ever since coming from Zambia, and also so many other tournaments in money matches. Before he became an established player, he lost a few money matches. Yes, twice to Mansour, but ever since becoming a top player, he had never ever lost a money match against any Ugandan until he lost at this venue just around less than 2 weeks ago to none other than Bwanika Mansour, who was also had started with 6 racing to 21, and Mansour won 21-16, though in terms of actual score, Caesar had won 16-15. Of course, the following money match was a rematch against Mansour, which Caesar won by a decider, 21-20, but actual score was a pretty convincing score for Caesar, 21-14. And here we are, Hazard heeded to Caesar's call to have +6 head start money matches against top Ugandan players. And here we are, the venue is Dice Lounge in Munyonyo, a suburb of Kampala in Uganda. If you want to come and watch, feel free. We are still on these tables for the next minimum 2 hours, if not 3. These are first players, and it's also a good table. So a minimum of over 2 hours, we shall still be here. If you are in and around Kampala, feel free to come. Though I have to tell you, you will have to look for where to stand, because the venue's sitting capacity is full, like I normally say, to capacity, even though you will be watching for a pay of just around $6 US. There go the profiles of the players. Right now, Hazard 8, Caesar 1. The 8 games for Hazard include 6 with which he was head started. Feel free to share the stream, share the gospel of African pool to the rest of the world. Live commentary resuming shortly. Enjoy as you watch.
Kati buli alizimba mulodiriza ekubo liyitaawo tadde ebisi leeteeyo tugende. Make sure buli agolosajje bamuzadde musenge eyo kirasi kwagisiika kirumira ddawazwa.
We have started about an hour or so late, actually more than an hour late. The story is that the 2 national champions of Uganda, that is Caesar and Rukia, in the men's and ladies category respectively, were invited for an impromptu meeting with Nile Breweries, the company that sponsored the National Open, which of course made them national champions, and of course some stuff to discuss. I don't know the agenda, but I would imagine it's very important. It was a very important agenda, so Caesar was delayed by meeting some top people in Nile Breweries. That is why we are late. Apologies for those who had set out to watch the game a little earlier than now. The circumstances could not favor us. Next time we hope to keep time better. Hazard is a very determined guy. In an opinion poll that went on this very page for pretty much the whole of today, about 70% of you thought or predicted that Hazard was not winning this match. He's one of those players who, despite all of the skill he has while playing, still very few people give him the respect that he actually deserves. But believe you me, he's a very decent player. Look at that white ball manipulation. That is the round of applause. Remember, it is his home table, home fans. He's feeling at home. He also has the advantage of the fact that Caesar came a bit late and didn't have enough time to fill this table. This table, by the way, was refilled early this morning with a new tablecloth just for this match. Well leveled, well balanced, cushions well fastened, such that there is no room for excuse for whoever loses. Hazard watched the money match between Caesar and Mansour. He was seated at one of the very front seats, and immediately after, he told his boss that I want to play with Caesar if he can dare to give me rest to 6. For him, he thought that what he saw Caesar display could not match him, and Hazard is so far living to expectation. It's the third consecutive game he is winning out of 4. Score 9 for Hazard, 1 for Caesar. The game is at an early stage starting to drift away slowly but steadily from Caesar. The tips from Hazard's management team start to come in. Those are 50,000 shilling notes. Of course, Ugandan currency is not very big currency. It's around $15 per note he is pocketing. In the meantime, this is the last action you'll be watching Caesar, at least for the near future, for the next 1 to 3 months against Ugandans, but you'll be watching him live from different pages in South Africa, because he is traveling this Friday to Johannesburg to take on everybody who plays pool in South Africa who will dare to accept to have him in a money match. Aiden Joseph is waiting, Jeremiah Green is waiting, and both those two, I understand, have confirmed money matches this early, maybe this weekend and early next week. And I guess it will not be only one money match against any of the top players. I would imagine that Aiden is watching. I would imagine that Hazard is watching. The last time Hazard participated in money matches, he has had 3 victories out of the last 4 in which he has participated. Maybe 2 victories, 1 draw and 1 defeat. He was drawing 12-12 against Kasozi sometime last year before the match was called off. Of course, the 2 players are big rivals.
Let's go.
and their egos couldn't allow them take the match on anymore after an argument over a shot, whether a foul or not. He then played a money match with the Bwanika Mansur, and Mansur won 16-12. All of them at the same place, by the way. The last 2 weeks, he won a money match against Dog City, 16-13, the final score, with Hazard winning. And then early last week, he defeated Kasozi Joseph, and in that one he played very, very, very well. As well as he is playing right now so far. His nickname is called The Truth. He says out of all players, he is the truth and the others are false. Hazard is nicknamed the Scorpion, a name given to him by fans who say he stings his opponents like the African scorpion. He had also taken on a new name, the Dictator, because fans said he was having a lifetime grip on Ugandan pool, not allowing other players a chance to win, and he had no term limits, so they called him the Dictator of pool, but it's a name he didn't appreciate. He wants to be called nowadays the people's player, because he says he's loved by the people. His management team, he is called Team the Scorpion. Shout outs to you, the management team of Caesar. I know Robert Onekalit is watching, a doctor and customs officer at the Uganda-Sudan border in Elegu. Ramadan, a top lawyer. Stephen Austin, businessman in Fort Portal, Midwestern Uganda. Nowadays, Top Seed is not one of the management team. He used to be the social media handler of Caesar. Who is winning the second frame of the match? For him, it's now 9-2. It is going to be a very, very difficult fight if Caesar is to have any chance. Hazard is not only a very good player, he is on his own turf. He was at the venue on time, and for those who know what it means to play a money match, you should be knowing that it is very, very important for a player to be at the venue on time. It gives them a psychological boost, acclimatize to the table and the entire environment before getting on table. Arriving and starting the match in the next 10-12 minutes is a guarantee that the player cannot have a good start. That is what exactly we are having in this match. Hazard to break, leading 9-2, aiming at the top ball. Indeed aims at the top ball, sinks in one red ball. Table is open, a break is fair.
Thank you, also.
Thank you for watching. Davis Ahumuza, Cyber Monk, Murushitano Alba Kayondo, Simokoko Weden, Mambo Svosve. Hazard in attacking mode. I can see a guy called Mickey one of the leading cheerleaders for Mansour when on table, is clearly supporting Hazard. By the way, from what I see, all top players in Uganda are supporting against Caesar. That is my observation.
Thank you.
And I would do so even if I were them.
Just support whichever goal. Thank you. Just support whichever goal. Just support whichever goal. Just support it. Thank you.
Hazard is doing so far what he is supposed to be doing. When you are playing against Caesar, you must produce your best pool. It is exactly what Hazard has been doing so far. By the way, his actual name is Azali, as in Azali. It's an Arabic name. He's Muslim. Just to make it more fancy, he just chooses to nickname himself Hazard. His fans are so far louder. He's against the black, trying to sink it in the corner pocket on the left of your screen, which he does. Hazard 10, Caesar 2. Those are the hand claps. And every time he sinks the black, he goes to this corner. This corner is for members of what they call the Dice family. It is the VIP lounge. People who frequent at this place. He's the home player, and every time he sinks in a black, he goes there. I will say in our language, to tax them. He gets tips from them for every frame one. Caesar to break. That apple from Hazard was quite lovely. Someone who is watching, please count the apples from both players. By the way, last week's match between Caesar and Mansour is the match in which I have ever witnessed the biggest number of apples by any pair of African players. Close to 20 apples from both players out of 40 games. Caesar sinks into reds and the white ball on the break. This game is not going Caesar's way at all. He needs, in my opinion, to have some timeout, but I know the usual regulation is timeout only after every 10 games.
Thank you.
Make sure.
Regardless.
Today the players were not given any regulation on timeout. So probably Caesar's manager will probably have to advise him to have a minute or two out before Hazard's lead becomes too insurmountable for Caesar even to dare a comeback. But right now I will say Hazard is favorite to win this match. He's a top player. He's big friends with Ibra. And I know Ibra is at home so far, loving whatever is happening on this table. Hazard, by the way, has defeated Caesar twice. All 2 times. Last year there was a weekly comp won by Hazard at Amigos in Kansanga in Kampala. It was a Sunday. And in the round of last 16, Hazard defeated Caesar. Also a comp which was won by Hazard, a double life comp at Billiards Cafe in Tebe Road. And in one of his lives, Hazard defeated Caesar. That is the most convincing win that Hazard has ever had in a comp. He has never won a major tournament in Uganda, a major one, no. He has come close a few times, but he has never had victory. In both editions of the National Open, the biggest tournament in Uganda, he was number 4 and 2 respectively. He has never been a winner. He's playing a safety shot here. Caesar only has one bad ball on the table. If he can bank that red in the center pocket, he will surely go for the game. If he doesn't, it will not be good for him. He goes for a safety shot. Good brains. He just needs to find a way of trying to win a few games, get a rhythm. For all games, all money matches in which I have ever seen Caesar, even when the result doesn't go his way, there is always that time in the match that he becomes a beast for his opponent, winning a series of games in succession. So far, it hasn't come, and Hazard is utilizing very, very efficiently. It's a miss. I think Caesar will need another safety shot here. Of course, considering there is a red ball in the corner pocket, which Caesar cannot do much about. I would imagine he will fancy another safety shot before going all guns blazing for this frame. If he does go for it now, it will be quite risky. Indeed, he plays a safety.
Just make sure. You're going to bring this one, don't worry.
Thank you for watching. I think this is the very first time that with only 7, it's the 7th frame, and we have already surpassed the 2K mark watching live. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, World Pool Fraternity. Thank you for loving Ugandan pool.
Only the best result is good enough. Thank you.
Hello.
Make sure nobody like Mazo. Make sure you always been he has has been always been Hazard. He has been always been Hazard. Thank you.
Hazard is running away with the match, ladies and gentlemen. Every time he sinks the black, he goes to tax his bosses, the Dice family. There we are. It is money exchanging hands. It's a very good gesture. This place can sit just about over 100 people, but believe you me, we have over 200 watching at the venue. There we are, seated and standing, and with only 7 frames played, over 2,000 watching live. This is exactly what this sport needs. Hazard leading 11-2, and to break, he's not only playing well, he's lucky with Caesar's level of play so far. This time it's a dry break from Hazard, and I will say advantage Caesar. Thank you, Sifontulo Shayengwe. He's asking for who is stronger between Mansour and Hazard. I won't say who is stronger. Both are very strong, though the last time they faced off in a money match, Mansour won 16-12. Watching from South Africa, Mzanzi, Real El Power. Thank you for watching. Freddy Sebolete from South Africa, you are in the house. Austin Okano, thank you for appreciating the channel. Really El Power, also from South Africa. By the way, by the analytics of this page, the biggest viewership comes from South Africa. Caesar will need a big shot here, either top spin, white ball bouncing off the cushion near where he's standing to try and put the black in one of these corner pockets, or bounce the white off 2 cushions, either with the top left spin or drawing it backwards. He goes for the back spin, maybe off 2 cushions, 1, 2 cushions, accurate, very, 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 very good shooting. It is frame 3, 1 for Caesar. So far it is Hazard in the lead. He's showing that he probably doesn't even need the head start. Sometimes Caesar does things and even Hazard's managers tip him, like you are saying. It is a culture here in Uganda where fans appreciate players by tipping them with money when very good stuff is delivered on the table. Thunderzan in Lovo from South Africa. Sitembiso Dodge Masebola, my good friend, always watching. Tulani Dlamini from Eswatini. Sempija Fred. Wale Bakanya Kroll. Nice finish, you say, from Caesar Leboleng. Watching. Thank you for watching. Tumi Morake, watching from Botswana. I thought Morake is a Zulu name from South Africa. Noko Oscar Ratijachi, thank you for watching. Michael Mazonde from Zimbabwe, thank you for watching. Rashad Alvin. Ronald Second Luck, you say Caesar is the real deal. Let's see how it goes. Kumbo Zulu, uploading a beautiful clearance from Caesar to Mhaire Enoth. You are asking Caesar to keep the ball rolling. Jacob Kongitebe from Botswana. Peter Mopaya, you say it is a good green apple from Caesar. Mola Kelotswe, you say it is the best shot of the game so far. I do agree with you. Gelson Candelera, watching from Malawi. Thank you for watching and welcome to the stream. Alina Faye Makomola, you say Caesar needs timeout. Lennon Mohan, you are asking for Vicky. Ayanda Mungoma from the Republic of South Africa, Durban. Yes, hopefully we will see Caesar sometime after next week. Bonwell Max Bondema from Botswana. David Mokoina. Jericho Madzimore from Cape Town, South Africa. Joe Swag from Kenya, Nairobi. Mark Joseph from Nakuru, also Kenya. Ngonga Isaac, watching from Qatar. You are waving your Qatari flag. Blessings Chizema. You say Africa 1, watching from Harare, Zimbabwe. Tulani Twin 2, watching from South Africa. You say you can't wait for Caesar to win the game. Moses Madeleke from Tabora in Tanzania. Well, nice seeing Tabora, Tanzania on the stream. Candido Kosa, watching from Mozambique. Amos Tumusime, watching from South Africa. Clement the Messenger, watching from Zambia. Obakengi Leba Manando Nyambezi, watching from Dubai. Ngonga Isaac, you are watching live from Qatar. Bra Patis, you say Caesar is on training. I don't agree with you. It is real action. Tugume Amos, live from Kampala in Uganda. Paco Mbanjwa, watching from Botswana. Yes, Tendai Chirespe, watching from Zimbabwe. Hwange, welcome Zimbabwe to the stream. I want you to, when I come to Zimbabwe, prepare for me that juice Mazoe. I like it. When I got a chance to come to Zimbabwe, I came with 2 big bottles at home and everybody likes it. It is uniquely Zim. Ban Rikyo, watching from Mogadishu. Ceramike Steve from Lilongwe in Malawi. Chiwe Bloyd from Lusaka, Zambia. Lesikara LJ, watching from South Africa. Vasco M. Mbozi, watching from Monze in Zambia. Elton Mafosa, watching from Qatar, Doha. Cyril Last Himayimbola, watching from Zambia. Fredo, watching, yes, and Tebogola Makoko, watching from Zimbabwe. Intemeleng Black Sauce, of course, South Africa. Fortunate Kamungaza, thank you for watching. Yusuf N. Ferry, watching from Lusaka, Zambia. Mbuyiseni Divakonde, watching from India. Oh my God, for the first time, I don't know if it's for the first time, we are having India on the stream. You are welcome, and share this stream for the Indian pool playing fraternity. We need to become one global pool of fraternity. Yes, Matthews, watching from Lusaka, Zambia. Namanya Komushasha. Edison from Somalia, Eastern Africa. George Mankuka from Zambia. And all 2,200 of you who are watching, whom I also am hopeful numbers are growing. Thank you for the publicity you are according these players and how relevant you are making me feel as a streamer.
Let's go. Let's go. Concentration.
Big shot coming. Very, very, very good shot. Not accurate enough. The skill was very good. The accuracy was missing. This one will give Caesar the advantage if Hazard doesn't sink this yellow. He has 2 options, either a bank shot or a long-range cushion drive. He is going for the bank shot in the center pocket on the left. He needs to be accurate. Accurate. He will most likely sink in this black ball in that corner pocket on the left, either directly even off the red. Goes for a direct shot. The tips keep coming in from his bosses. They are not just fans, they are his bosses. That is the Dice family, the gentlemen who normally frequent at this place. They take on Hazard as a manager. They are responsible for his upkeep, his troubles. They take for his matches. In addition, they motivate him as he plays. And they moved him to the venue where Caesar played with Mansour for him to make the decision whether he can take on Caesar. And after the game, he told his boss, Chairman Mark, that he has no doubt he can defeat Caesar as long as Caesar head starts him. And so far, Hazard is living to the expectations of his bosses. He breaks, fair break, and sinks in one yellow.
Concentration matters.
Next one,
Let's go to concentration matters.
The truth y'abantu bagamba. No salidiro nodda kuyibula. No salidiro nodde wayibula.
Thank you.
that's next one, is it okay? How many of you the ball?
Still the one.
Next one,
Still the one. Still the one.
Make sure that it come on, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
next one,
Hazard continuously demonstrating to run away with this match. This time he misses and fouls. And in case Caesar is to even dream of making a comeback today, this should be the starting point. He's yet to settle into his full element, Caesar, in this match. That is the big advantage that Hazard is having. Though this frame seems to be more like Caesar in his usual self. It will be a top spin for the white ball to follow the red. Accurate. The rest will be a formality. Although this pocket in the last match Hazard played here cost him a few games against Mansour. Let's see if he has done corrections. He has not done corrections. Mansour Hazard will come to take the easy pickings and wins another frame. Score is 13-3. Hazard can even start to dream of winning. Caesar 3, Hazard 13. Actual score is Hazard 7, Caesar 3. Caesar must be at his brilliant best for the rest of the match for him even to stand a chance in this match. Yes, Mansour played relatively well in both money matches the two had with the same head start within the last 2 weeks. But Caesar wasn't 10 frames down at any point in those matches. In fact, I have never ever seen him 10 games down against anybody in whichever circumstances. For him to win this match, he will have to do something we have never seen him do before. Not that he can't. The thing is that Hazard is a big favorite. Yes, even Caesar, with the brilliance of his shot like that, luck is not with him. He is having himself self-snookered. He will find the yellow off the cushion and get the pot. Very, very, very good shooting. This, depending on that penultimate shot, will so far be the best clearance of the match. Very, very good. Though Hazard leads 13-4.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Caesar. No effort. No effort, bro. I know we can make it. Hello.
Apology for the break in video. A camera fault. It was that. Thank God we are back and fully back. You missed a very, very, very wonderful clearance from Caesar. You probably heard the commentary. You probably will never see it because it will not be there even in the recording. Yes, Hazard leads 13-4. Actual score, Hazard 7, Caesar 4. And I was just saying that if Caesar is to win this match, he has to do something even he has not done before. He has never been 10 games down. I have never ever seen this with or without head starts. He has not gone 10 games down. He was 10 down in the last frame and won it pretty brilliantly. He's now 9 down, and after that miss, slight advantage to Hazard in this frame.
Make sure so. Come on, Azo. Come on, Azo. Make sure, boy.
Thank you.
13-4, of course, Caesar will attempt to play the red off the yellow. It's all he can do, which he does. The umpire decrees that it is a legal shot, no foul. The umpire of the match is Henry Joko, one of the most experienced umpires of the Pool Association of Uganda. By the way, we are having another money match tomorrow as we focus on Caesar's attempt to make what could be a very memorable comeback against Hazard if at all Caesar makes it. We are having Ibrahim Kayanja taking on Bwanika Mansour tomorrow at Tickles and Jiggles in Chiwatule, while on Thursday Dog City will take on Mansour. He's the first player to respond to what you probably also as a money match invitation by Mansour to other top Ugandan players, head starting them with 3. Dog City actually says he doesn't need the head start, so it was the manager to decide whether he will play with head start or not. It is why up to now we have not had the poster released as Caesar plays what is almost pinpoint accuracy there. The next task is a formality of rolling that black ball in the corner pocket on the left of your screen. And for the first time in the match, Caesar wins 2 frames in a row. Hazard 13, Caesar 5.
Come on, Azo! Azo, make sure ball.
Thank you. See you, no?
Caesar is just doing what he should be doing. Recompose himself, try and win a few games, taking it 1 frame at a time. Just doing all it takes to win and not necessarily having to win very brilliant. Just for him to regain confidence. That previous shot was sublime, to say the least. And maybe winning 2 frames in a row for the first time in the match has now regained Caesar the confidence he normally has when having long races. He has, for the last 2 years at least, proved to be the best long racer on the continent. There we go. It's a third frame in a row for this young man. Hazard 13, Caesar 6. But listen to this actual score. Hazard 7, Caesar 6. Although Hazard is the one that was head started. Hazard to break. He needs to avoid the momentum that Caesar is seemingly trying to pick up. Dry break. And the fans of Caesar are celebrating Hazard's failure to pot on the break as if Caesar himself has potted black. He will do the easy task of using yellow to pot red to close the table. That is accepted in black ball. He is now proceeding with playing reds. That was the all-important shot that Caesar needed to pot for him to gain now a strong grip on this frame. The rest to a player of this level will be more or less a formality. Look at the white ball. As if he calls it by name.